This time I will tell the story of a small child who accidentally saw an adult having fun in the elevator. As time goes by, it turns out that the woman in the elevator is the child's piano teacher. The teacher, instead of teaching the child the piano, mother instead teaches the child how to taste good like an adult. Alright, let's get straight to the story. At the beginning of the story there is a woman named Haiso. Yes, this woman works as a composer and popular songwriter in a well-known studio. Scene: Haiso following the party invitation with his coworkers. One of his friends just call his name EGA. EGA is interested in Haiso and makes Haiso just as an outlet.
선배 어디 가요? 너는
Scene: Haiso leaving, because Haiso did not like crowds. Then EGA chased after him and groped Haiso in the elevator. Unexpectedly the elevator door opened. There is a young man named Song Ho. Song Ho was surprised to see what was in the elevator. In the morning, after having a good time with EGA, Haiso rushed to go to work. Arriving at work, Haiso had a chance to get bad news, because Haiso has not released his new song, which has been billed by the management. Because of dizziness, Haiso went to look for inspiration.
그래서 소송이라도 건대? 징징대지 좀 마, 어?
너 또 어디 가?
At night, Haiso again saw the young man who saw him enjoying himself in the elevator alone with his girlfriend. Unexpectedly, when in the elevator, Song Ho was in the elevator with Haiso. Song Ho had time to lyric body lyrics from Haiso. Song Ho: this is a student majoring in painting and music. In class, Song Ho is practicing painting a woman, but Song Ho couldn't concentrate because he remembered Haiso's twin mountains. The scene shifts to Haiso, who is already dizzy with problems in music. Haiso has released a song due to lack of inspiration, plus the blue singer's voice. Because of dizziness, Haiso then went to the bar to calm down. Not long after, a lewd man named EGA took Haiso's hand and asked him to have a good time in the car located under the bridge. Because they feel uncomfortable, they do not become steady. Then Haiso left EGA.
내가 좋은 곡 나오게 해줄게. 그래.
Before returning to the apartment, Haiso stopped by a shop to buy CIKI and drinks. Unexpectedly, Haiso met Song Ho again. Out of curiosity, Haiso followed the young boy. I think Haiso fell in love with Song Ho, and Haiso hides in the car and always gets inspiration again to write his songs. Yes, that's the point. Every time Haiso meets Song Ho, Haiso always gets inspiration to write songs. Okay, continue the next day. Song Ho is playing basketball with his friend who we call Fat. Because they were tired, they went to a shop to buy drinks. From a distance appeared Haiso, who was walking wearing a blue shirt, black pants, red sandals, and holding a book in his right hand. Out of curiosity, Song Ho and Fatty followed Haiso to a place. Turns out there was a press conference about the piano again. Whose moderator is Haiso. Instead of wanting to hear a press conference, Song Ho fantasized about doing a solid job with Haiso. Because Song Ho was already tense, he then ran to the toilet to continue his imagination and fantasy.
설마.
Not long after, Fatty came and asked Song Ho to ask for Haiso's cell phone number. This is where their steady love story begins.
넌?
승호요.
승호.
Long story short, Song Ho tries to contact Haiso for private piano lessons, and Haiso allows Song Ho to come to the apartment. Without thinking, Song Ho went straight to Haiso's apartment. Upon arrival, Haiso was a little naughty and seduced Song Ho in such a way that it reached its peak. When taught the piano, Haiso held Song Ho's hand and pointed it at Haiso's twin hills. Because it's delicious and makes you tense up, Song Ho asked permission to go home right then and there.
괜찮아, 얘기해봐.
부드럽고.
After Song Ho came home, Haiso again gets inspiration to make his song, and he realizes that every time he gets close to Song Ho, he will get an idea to make a new song. When you get home, Song Ho is still shaking hot and cold, doing solo in his room while imagining about Haiso. The next night Song Ho, who was curious about Haiso, waited for him to come home from work. After meeting Song Ho, he didn't think twice and immediately lifted Haiso to the sofa and asked for a share. But Song Ho was even invited to eat ice cream by Haiso. In the morning Song Ho was picked up by Haiso by car and taken to the painting. Then Song Ho hugged Haiso's waist. Because Haiso was experienced and understood the code, Haiso immediately pulled and took him to the back of the library and saw Haiso sucking Song Ho's bird. After that they went back to the apartment. As expected, Haiso could smoothly inspire the composer of the song, and do delicious again there. Continued the story. Haiso had finished his music, but here it looks like the lewd boy EGA is jealous because Haiso is very close to Song Ho.
누구예요? 나 몰래 만나는 남자 누구냐?
In another place Song Ho was visited by his girlfriend who asked because Song Ho had not been to school for a long time and also their relationship was not romantic anymore. At night EGA was waiting for Haiso at his door with a slightly drunk condition and plus already drinking herbal medicine. When Haiso arrived EGA immediately stabbed fiercely and bravely and immediately ransacked Haiso's hole. Unexpectedly Song Ho came to Haiso's apartment and saw them playing pony, and then Song Ho left feeling jealous. Then the next day, in the studio there is a problem due to lack of one more song to record. Haiso looks confused because of what happened last night. He tried to find the place where Song Ho usually was. But yes, that's how I didn't find it. Until late at night Haiso tried to send a message but Song Ho didn't reply. Long story short, the office manager came to charge one more song for the record. Confused Haiso asked for one more week. The scene moves to Haiso who is trying to make a song by remembering the good times with Song Ho. But he failed because the adrenaline he felt was not the same. Not long after that Song Ho came and confessed his love for Haiso while doing delicious scenes there. Continued the next day Haiso who went out of town to finish one more song. There looks very excited and very interested. But in another place Song Ho was upset because he did not receive news from Haiso and finally the song was successfully completed by Haiso and was given the title Goodbye to My Romance. Haiso wants to go back to the city and he takes the time to meet with Song Ho. But it turns out that Song Ho's relationship with his girlfriend is already good and romantic. So Haiso made a promise and no longer bothered Song Ho. And the movie ends.